All right, well, welcome to each and every one of you. Lakeisha McKnight is here, and I want to welcome those of you who are on the podcast platform. Welcome to Leadership TKO. There's a combination of things going on tonight. For those of you who are on the podcast, thank you so much for being consistently connected to Leadership TKO. And for those of you who are new, we want to welcome you as well. Just want to inform you that Leadership TKO is a brand that's housed under a limited liability company. And the name of the company is the International Leadership Education and Development Company. Now, with the iLead company and the brand Leadership TKO, the whole mission is to partner up with associations, universities, small businesses, and faith-based groups to actually build winning leaders. That's what we're here to do, essentially. Okay. And we do this using a variety of methods: consulting, coaching. We also have this super huge campaign going on, and we're going to let you know about that campaign in just a second. But we use these methods to build winning leaders. And we want to encourage you to visit our website to learn more about Leadership TKO and the company itself. And the website address is leadershiptko.com. So as I was alluding to, within this brand, there are several subdivisions, one of them being Leadership TKO for Women. Now, there is fuel that actually propels and pushes the subdivision forward and helps it to grow. And the fuel behind this subdivision is the Born to Lead Global Women's Leadership Campaign. All right. And this is a campaign that started at the end of February, early March of this year, while I was in Bangkok, in Asia there. And I was there for a couple of days, and I was presenting some information to a group of global women. They are there for a leadership conference. And I was presenting and I was speaking there, providing some information on a manuscript. Okay. A manuscript that's going to become a book. And it's the Leadership TKO for Women book. And I'm going to share more information about that towards the end of this particular episode as well. And welcome to those of you who are on the video platform, because in conjunction with being here on the podcast, we also are a part of the Leadership TKO global reality show. That's what we have going on as well. And we do this on Thursdays at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we come together and we're actually interviewing some of our campaign members, some of our leaders, and even some of the launch leaders of this campaign. Now, when I say launch leaders, there are 6 other women in conjunction. So altogether, there's 6 women who launched this campaign. But the other additional women besides myself is Maricela Messner, Takara Steele, Dr. Remy Douye, Shalia McDaniel, and Cheryl Harris Sutton. So you have these 5 women, along with myself. They have their own businesses as well, and they love building leaders. But they've decided to partner up with the iLead company to actually push and launch this campaign, which is the Born to Lead Global Women's Leadership Campaign. Now, the mission of the campaign is twofold. The first part being to promote a spirit of sisterhood amongst the women, right? So that we can become effective leaders. Simply put, okay? We have to come together. We have to unify. This is going to help us to be effective leaders in the world today, to be able to lead ourselves well, to lead those in our homes well, and then also to lead others outside of our homes well also. So that's what we are doing with the campaign. And then the second part of the mission is to really bring awareness to women's issues that are prevalent all around the world. Those issues can range from sex trafficking to domestic violence to physical health issues. And we know that there are so many of them out there. And so we come together and we talk about these issues and we discuss the solutions that exist to help remedy those concerns. Now, if the solutions are not effective, what we're intending to do as leaders is coming together to create more powerful solutions. And so that's the twofold nature of this campaign. Now, a part of the campaign, as I was talking about a moment ago, we do have a book that's actually going to be released, and it's going to be available on Amazon on August 28th. So stay tuned, because we're going to share the link for how you can go and grab your copy of the book if you don't want it autographed. Now, if you want your book autographed, there's going to be a special process to getting that done, and we'll share that a bit later. But the first element of the campaign is the book. The second element is our events. We have conferences, we have conventions, we have information sessions, boot camps. It fits all under our campaign events. All right. And so the third element is our global reality show, right? This is where we're interviewing some of the members and we're just getting an inside idea of their leadership journey and how they are intending to build leaders either through their corporate careers, or in their businesses. Okay. So the last element of the campaign is we're also intending to have a virtual play. Now, the virtual play is going to come a little bit later on down the line because we want to make sure that things are in order. So we're going to keep you informed as to when the virtual play is going to take place. So those are all of the elements, and we're going to lead you towards the end about how you could potentially be a member of the campaign as well, right? As well as get connected to some of the other things we have going on. So be aware that we're going to talk about leadership. We're going to talk and delve into, what makes a great leader amongst the women. Okay. But what I want to do now, something very important, is I want to actually lead into our guest, who is a member of the campaign. Okay. She's a member of the campaign. She's hailing out of Texas. We're appreciative of her being here and sharing of her journey. So what I want to do is I want to bring onto the platform to Tajiri Brackens. So Ms. Brackens, you can definitely hit *6 to unmute your line so that we can hear you.
Hello, Lakeisha. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Just make sure you're a little close to the mic, but not too close so it's not muffled.
Okay, how about now?
Oh, that's perfect. Perfect.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for having me. I'm just super excited and honored to be a part of Born to Lead. So thank you for extending the opportunity to me.
No problem. So we do hear you going in and out just a little bit. I don't know what you did a minute ago, but hopefully we can hear you consistently throughout. But we do thank you so much for being here on the platform, being here with us, because we know that sometimes technology can get in our way, but we wanted to press through and get you here and on the platform so people can learn more about what it is that you do and why you chose to be a part of the campaign. So let's just start off by talking about this, because I know you joined the campaign. And so what inspired you to get connected to the campaign?
What pushed me and what really kind of pushed a button to me is that it's not about you personally.
Right.
It's about people, but it's not about people. It's about helping somebody else that is either impoverished or that's, suffering with whatever it is that they're dealing with. You mentioned about the sex trafficking and what have you. That's something that's an unfortunate thing that is happening in our society. However, it does need to be addressed, and we need people on the outside to help the people on the inside. And being a servant leader, that just was a perfect match for me.
Okay. Good. Well, I'm glad that you decided to partner up with us to definitely bring awareness to these issues. And so just to kick things off, and I know we're going to talk about some of those issues and really the direction that you may be going in when it comes to business and really tackling some of those issues. Now, what are your thoughts about leadership? Because this is a global women's leadership campaign. How would you, in your words, define what leadership is?
Leadership, to me, is being able to move one person from point A to point B via motivation and helping show them the way to get there, mapping out the plan with either a strategic plan, a skeleton, a foundation, or something for them to work with so that they can see how they can move from point A to point B.
So it sort of sounds similar to coaching. Would you say that there's a little bit of a coaching element in there?
Absolutely. And I think a little bit more with leadership, once you understand, and it's probably synonymous with coaching as well, but once you understand what the person's hot points are what pushes them, what causes them to want to be able to move, or maybe it's something that they have a goal of, I don't know, let's just say a house, of purchasing a house. Well, there are certain steps that are involved with that, and being able to know what their hot point is, then you can show them how to go from, let's just say, messed up credit to renting and then actually purchasing the house, that there's a process to get to that particular goal.
Right, right. Perfect. Okay. Well, and we know that leadership is not always a nice, smooth journey, because there are some times where there's some bumps in the road. And we know that even along this journey, we don't travel this journey of leadership alone. There are certain key individuals that help us to get to where it is that we are today. So who would be that one person that you would recognize at this moment that comes to mind that helped you to become the leader whom you are today?
Wow, I'm going through a Rolodex of people. But there are several people that have helped me. One, I have a personal coach, Nicole Roberts-Jones. She has helped me to tap into my anointing and in my gift and being able to serve other people with those things.
Perfect.
I would even say, my mother.
Okay.
She's pushed me. That's always been in my corner, in my rah-rah. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And one thing that she really honed in on me that has stuck with me through the years. Of course, there are a lot of things that she said, but one thing that she really said was, your circumstances do not determine or depict who you are as a person to the core. So what inherent in the seed is the seed. So whatever it is that you've got in you, it's bound to come out, and your circumstances do not, deter you from that. We all go through things. Life is cyclical. So just because you're having a down moment or something is being diverted, it doesn't mean that you are a bad person or that you are a horrible person. You are still good to the core, and keep pushing.
Exactly. Perfect. That's good. I mean, you said something also that's profound too, that there's good. There's good in all of us, and that our circumstances don't dictate pretty much, our final destination. And I know that women, being a part of this campaign, need to hear that message. They really do. And that's something, of course, that we try to instill in them, even as they're going this journey and traveling this journey with us. We try to instill that in them, and just letting them know that life is going to happen. Situations are going to arise. But as leaders, we have to press on. We have to overcome those unexpected hurdles that may arise. And so even as a leader, yourself, I can imagine that you probably had your few hurdles in life and in your journey. Now what hurdle, if you were to think of a hurdle, 'cause I know we all have quite a few, if you were to think of one hurdle, life hurdle, that really impacted your leadership journey, that really stretched you, what hurdle, quote unquote, would that be? And how did you jump over it?
Gosh, there have been a couple, because we go through, as I said earlier, different phases in our life, but probably the most recent one, if I can be very transparent, is being involved in a very toxic relationship. And it was it was taking up more of my time and my energy than what I should have been devoting to it. However, once I got out of that relationship, I fell in love with me again and understood what my value was. And once I fell in love with me, then I realized what my gifts were and how I could be able to give to others and give unselfishly and help them to be able to move forward. And ironically, what we need most is what we teach best.
Yes. That's good. You said something that's big too, that I think touches a button, pushes a button for women, is that you said something about falling in love with you. How did you do that? Share with those who are watching or who may be listening right now, even on the podcast. How did you as a woman fall in love with yourself so that you can kind of lift yourself up and kind of motivate yourself through that tough time in your life and that toxic relationship?
One, I started to explore things that I like to do, things
Mm-hmm.
that made me happy.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I would say it became very selfish to find out what I like to do, who I like to be around. I evaluated my circle as far as the people that were pouring into me versus
Right.
the people that were draining me.
Right.
And once I realized the people that were pouring into me, then that's who I began to spend more time with, that I
Mm-hmm.
devoted more energy
Right.
into. And once I did that, then my muscles began to strengthen.
Mm-hmm.
Both my spiritual muscles began to strengthen, my physical muscles began to strengthen, my emotional muscles began to strengthen, and even my financial muscles began to strengthen because I tapped into Proverbs. Gosh, this is what just came to me. Proverbs tells you iron sharpens iron.
Mm-hmm.
And to be around those people to help push you to your next best, to your next greatest level, that's what we need in order to be able to not only progress,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also a testament to somebody else. You can come through this too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when you were at XYZ place, and I
Right.
see where you are now at ABC. So let me find out exactly what it is that you did, or what are some of the tools that you did, that you used to help push you forward.
Mm-hmm.
I need to tap into that because I'm in a place where I need to move forward.
It's good. And I know that people that are listening right now really needed to hear this because some of them are trying to figure out, how do I encourage myself, as they're going through this tough time, because trials are coming. And it wasn't said that trials never weren't going to come, and that even after the trial has ended, that another one is not going to arrive. But,
Exactly.
the key to the matter is that you're continuing to press your way through. And that knowing that you're not going through the journey and going through that trial by yourself. And I think that that's what a lot of women need to hear. And this is the reason for a campaign such as this, and knowing and letting women know that they don't have to travel this journey alone. And that this is one of the reasons, one of the biggest perks of being connected is to have such a support network, and to really open yourself up to relationships. And I think for some women, it can be hard because they've been taken advantage of and they've never really had those solid relationships, maybe with other females, or perhaps even with their mother. Because sometimes for some women,
Mm-hmm.
it begins there where the damage starts when it comes to relationships with other women. So, and that's
And if I can,
unfortunately
I'm
something
sorry,
that's
go ahead.
missing. That's unfortunately something that's missing. But what were you about to say?
If I can even add to that,
Mm-hmm.
we as a people collectively
Mm-hmm.
are codependent on each other. Even though we may be able to be independent and go to our own jobs, have
Mm-hmm.
our own houses, have our own cars, have our own life, and we have that independent sense about us, we are still codependent. Because even if you are if you're sowing your seeds as far as gardening or what have you, if you're able to do your own gardening, because that's not my gift, so I'm going to go to the store, I'm going to go to a restaurant, and that's how I'm going to eat.
Right,
But
right.
if you are able to supply those needs for yourself in your own garden,
Mm-hmm.
you still need to be able to go buy the seeds from somebody so that you can plant them and
Mm-hmm.
be able to grow your food. So
Right.
we are all codependent on each other. And once we tap into that, and then learning to compartmentalize as well, that's another thing that I use to be able to push me forward past that
Mm-hmm.
that toxic relationship. Once I was able to compartmentalize people, places, and things, it made it a lot easier to be able to push forward and to move forward.
And that's good because, look, one of the things that we are going to learn in life is that everyone is not going to go, it's not going to be someone that travels the entire journey with us. Perhaps they're just going to make it to one stop. And then at that particular stop,
Exactly.
that's where the relationship is going to end. It doesn't mean that everyone is going to remain
Exactly.
connected. And even, for example, look at some of these platforms like Facebook, and they have, of course, friending people. It doesn't mean that everyone that is connected to you is necessarily a friend. And so that's just something you really have to analyze as well. So, and this is key. And I really would love for you to share the importance of having that that circle that you can confide in. How important is it for women as they're traveling this journey of life, and as an entrepreneur, for those who are entrepreneurs, how important is it for them to have a strong support network?
It's very, very important to have that sounding board,
Right.
to be able to bounce things off of. And I'm a firm believer. Even though we as leaders, we pour into other people, but we also need to be poured into as well, so that we can continue the journey,
Right.
so that we can continue the race and be able to move forward. So it is critical to be able to have that circle that you can be transparent with. As I guess, let me backtrack just a little bit. As leaders, we can't show all of our vulnerability.
Right.
Because people are looking to us for our strength. We need to be able to show that we are a sounding board for them.
Right.
Now, does that mean that we don't go through anything? No. Does that mean that we're perfect, we're polished, we're prim, we're proper all of the time? No. Because we do have our moments. We're human. So
Right.
because we're wired that way, then there are going to be those times when we do have a breakdown moment. But it's in those breakdown moments that we find our strength to be able to pull us out of it and to be able to move forward. And part of that breaking down is having that circle that you can be transparent with and let them know, hey, this, and this is going on with me. How can I move forward, or how can I deal with this particular situation? Because it's either heavy on my heart, it's heavy on my spirit. It can even be heavy on our bodies, because sometimes we carry stress in the form of extra weight, and that creates dis-ease in the body. The dis-ease in the body will create disease.
Right.
And we need to have those people to be able to walk through those processes with us, so that we can be whole and so that we can be happy, wealthy, and wise in everything that we do.
That's right. So what are you, I mean, I know that you are in business, you are an entrepreneur as well. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, how did you make a decision for yourself as a woman in this journey to travel the entrepreneurial route? What really was that aha moment, or that light bulb moment, where you knew that that's something that God really wanted you to travel that journey towards, as far as being an entrepreneur?
I've always wanted my own. I've never really wanted to work for anybody, to be confined in what I call the four corners. And the four corners are that paycheck. Because that paycheck determines what you eat, where you live, what you drive, the quality of life that you can have.
Right.
And because I have a solid foundation of my word, and my word tells me that because I am an heir of Abraham, because I am a child of God, any and everything that is here on this earth, I can have access to it. Does it mean that everything is for me? No. But I can have access to whatever it is that I want.
Right.
And because I want to be able to have the freedom, the flexibility, and financial freedom, and true friends, and be able to design my life the way that I wanted it to be able to do, I couldn't do that at somebody else's job. The only way to do that was to create my job, or to go down the road of entrepreneurship.
And so what do you currently do right now? What is really the heart of what you do as an entrepreneur?
I've got a couple of things, and they work side by side with each other. One, I am a Mary Kay consultant. I've been one for 26 amazing years. Wouldn't trade it for the world. And out of that, I was able to discover what my passion was. And my passion is helping to transform people through servant leadership. And that's where the speaking engagements came about. That's where pouring into people, encouraging people, uplifting people came from. And that's my new branding. my new life, or as Jay-Z old song says, please allow me to reintroduce myself. So there's a metamorphosis that's happening within me to be able to tap into that passion, into that anointing, and into that gift that has been given to me. Because when it's all said and done, it's not about me, it's about him and his kingdom and how it can be uplifted through the body of Christ. So that's how I walked into that. And what solidified it for me is because there was no stress, there was no strife that came with it. And that's how I knew that's what I was supposed to be doing.
The key phrase, of course, there being peace along the way. And that's one way you'll know when you're on the right journey and when you're making the right decisions is, definitely walking with God and remaining in prayer. But at the same time, if there is peace in the decisions that you're making, and those doors are just swinging wide open, you know that you're definitely in that zone. You're in that path that He would have for you. So you're doing what you need to do. And like you said, there's no stress. I mean, not saying that there's not going to be stress totally at all, but it's not a struggle. And there's no confusion.
Yes.
There's no confusion. There's clarity there. So just having all those parts and those pieces in place, it just gives you joy too. At the same time, at the heart of it all, no one has to wake you up and force you to do it. You just get up and do it because that's something that you're supposed to do.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is good. This is good. Now, how are you intending? Even I know you kind of answered the question already, but if you want to elaborate just a little bit, what is your goal? I guess within the next 1 to 3 years as an entrepreneurial leader.
Wow, that's kind of a loaded question, but yet it's very simple, and I just really want to be able to serve and to give back. That's simply it, and that again will come in the form of public speaking and in the form of pouring into people. I guess you can kind of equate it to a ministry. I don't see myself as far as being directly in the church, like a deacon or a reverend or a pastor or anything like that. But it is because of the way that I live my life, that's a ministry and a testament within itself.
Right.
And people are drawn to that. So I guess you can kind of call me a Pied Piper because whenever I step into a room, you can tell there's, but I have to use the word again, peace and joy that's in me, and it just seeps out in my smile. It seeps out in the way that I walk. It seeps out in the way that I carry myself, my swagger, whatever it is that you want to say. You can just see it, and it just draws other people. It draws other people to it. So I would love to be able to have like a platform. Like a Willie Jolly or a Les Brown or something like that. Now, am I saying that I am those people? No. But there still is a platform, and there are people that need to hear what my story is. So that, again, as I said earlier, they can move forward.
Right. Perfect. Now, if individuals are, they're listening, I'm quite sure that they are listening right now, and they really want to get in contact with you, how would they be able to do that? If they wanted to connect with you further, even beyond tonight, how would they be able to do it?
Even beyond tonight, they can find me on my social media platforms, and it's basically my name. I don't do any superficial anything with that. I'm on IG, Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm also, of course, on Facebook, and I have a Twitter account.
Okay.
So either of those, they can find me there. They can also reach out to me personally if they want to. And my contact telephone number is 713-587-6972. I'll say that again in case somebody was trying to write that down. It's 713-587-6972. So I'm available. With us being friends on Facebook, which is how this beautiful relationship blossomed. You see I'm active on there quite regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in the middle of the night, when
Mm-hmm.
the Holy Spirit wakes me up and He says, "This is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to post.
Mm-hmm.
My people need to hear this right now,"
Mm-hmm.
and I'm doing it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just little tweets that come from heaven to say,
Mm-hmm.
"Okay, my people need this right now, so I need you to go ahead and post that." So
Mm-hmm.
that's how they can reach me.
Perfect. All right, so hopefully everyone has that. We'll definitely make sure that it's added into any type of description areas we need it to be placed in, so that people can reach out to you. Do you have a website address or a website for what you do currently right now, or?
It is actually under construction. I'm
Okay.
working on a couple of things.
Okay.
I believe in doing things of excellence caliber,
Right.
and it's just taking a moment for it to just be that right thing
Right.
from before I feel comfortable with placing it. But yes,
Okay.
I do have a site, and again, it's under
Construction.
construction.
Okay.
But still, I'm available through those other venues.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. All right. So, what I would love for you to do, before I transition into the next little part of this particular session here, I would love for you to be able to give a word of encouragement to female leaders. What would it be? What would be a central message that you want to share in like a minute or two, for those who are listening and watching, as it pertains to walking as a leader, the born leader that they were created to be?
Wow. One, as I alluded to earlier,
Mm-hmm.
fall in love with you. Once you fall in love with yourself, then you are innately able to help somebody else to be able to move forward. And then from that, it kind of goes into an underlying foundation that I have with my servant leadership,
Mm-hmm.
and that is touch the woman. And once you touch the woman, then you can touch her family. Once you touch her family, then you can touch or she can touch the community. And once she touches the community, then she can be an instrumental part of touching the world. We don't have to go in and be a Mother Teresa to everything and to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But if we just have that one piece of the corner where we're able to give and to pour into somebody and let them know, again, you're not alone.
Right.
Let them know that you do have somebody that's with you to be able to go through this journey with
Right.
you. Then it will help to make it a lot easier when they have reached those places of adversity.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my biggest thing. And then also to be true to thine own self and to be unapologetically you. If you know you don't like green beans, don't go asking. That was so grammatically incorrect. Don't go asking for green beans at a restaurant. If you know you're not going to eat those, if you don't like them, don't ask for them. If
Right.
you know you like mashed potatoes, ask for the mashed potatoes. So be true to yourself. And in being true to yourself, there's that transparency,
Mm-hmm.
and people feel more connected to you and know that you are genuine
Right.
when you show that hint of transparency.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much for that, Tajiri. And everyone that's listening and watching, definitely get in contact with her using the contact information that has been provided. And once again, that information is going to be provided in the description area, especially for those of you who are listening on the podcast platform there on Spreaker. It will be added in the description area so that you'll be able to further connect with her. But in the meantime, what I am going to say at this moment is thank you, Tajiri. I appreciate you for being here and sharing just a little bit about your journey. I know that there's so much that we can probably glean from your journey itself, but we appreciate all that you've shared tonight during this particular show. We thank you so very much.
Most welcome, most welcome, most welcome. And I just pray and believe that somebody has been touched, has been encouraged through this conversation, and that it gives them the extra fuel that they need to be able to move forward. I'm all about progression, and you know I have my tag, my hashtag on my page that you see on the regular, which is hashtag next level living or hashtag supersize your life. And that's just kind of where I am. I'm able to have abundance, and I want to take people with me. It's about doing life together.
Exactly. I agree. Thank you so very much.
Most welcome, most welcome, most welcome. Thank you for having me.
And everyone, of course, what we want to do is we want to learn about your journey. We want to learn about how interviews such as this, right, is impacting your life and helping you to transition. And we want you to really get connected to the support network that's within the Born to Lead Global Women's Leadership Campaign. You see, it's not just about one person. It's about us. It's about the village of women coming together with the circle of love to really propel, because we understand that love heals. Love covers also a multitude of sin. And we just want you to get connected so that we can give you that direction, that guidance, so that you can be all that God has created you to become. So the way that you're going to be connected and that you can get connected today is to, on a laptop or on a desktop, we want you to go to a website. Now, this website address is www.borntolead2017.com. The spelling for that is BORNTOLEAD 2017.com. Now, if you're looking for more information about those elements that I was sharing with you, such as the book that's going to be available on August 28th, the events, more about the global reality show, and the virtual play, there is a website that has more details. And that website address is www.leadershiptko4women.com. Again, that's leadershiptko4women.com. And honoring what I said if everyone sticks around to the very end of today's interview, I was going to share with you some information, because those of you who are connected on the social media platforms knows that today is Pro Speaker Thursdays. Okay, we had an amazing speaker here, part of the TKO Global Reality Show, but I just want to share. Okay, I want to share a few nuggets with you tonight that's going to help push you forward. All right, so here's the first nugget that I want to share with you. Be who you were supposed to be. And this goes in alignment with what we were sharing tonight. Do not try to be like another speaker. So, for example, we've mentioned quite a few out there. We got the Willie Jollies, we have the Les Browns, we have the John Maxwells. They already exist, right? They are already here. So we want you to be you. Be yourself. Stay true to who you are. As our guest said today, Ms. Brackens, stay true to who you are even when it comes to being a speaker, and really work on yourself. One of the phrases that I tell people, I say, you are your message, perfect it daily. And you embody your message, that message that you want to share with the world. You have to first embody it so that it is just natural. And it's authentic. When you go out there on stage and you really want to transform that audience, you want to touch that heart, you want to transform or be a vessel in helping to transform that mind. You want to make sure you're true to yourself. You want to make sure that you're working on yourself on a daily basis. Okay, because personal development is key in any type of profession, whether it's speaking, authorship, coaching, right? Or even if you are a fashion designer. Personal development is critical. So please, please, please work on you. Work on your message, perfect it daily. That's what you need to do. And then another nugget that I want to share with you is that even as a speaker, understand that even speakers need systems. Okay? If you don't have a system in place, what you're essentially doing is you are the business. Okay? You yourself are the business, and you can overwhelm yourself and cause yourself to burn out. So you, as a business owner, must create a system, a fully functional system, so that you can remove yourself and you can say, well, I no longer own a job. I'm no longer just self-employed, but I'm a business owner. There's a difference between being a speaker, right, and a business owner. You see, being a business owner, one of your roles can be speaking, okay? But you are a business owner at the heart of it all, okay? You are a business owner or an entrepreneur. So you really need a system so that you can no longer just say that you own a job, okay? Because one of the things that I share with people that I coach and that I mentor, I share it all the time. I tell them, listen, You need a system, period. Period. Because what's going to happen is if you ever get sick or if you ever go on vacation, guess what? Your business is going to be sick. Your business is going to go on vacation because it's just you. And I wish I had like 4 or 5 hats because I would show you what it would look like visually for you to wear all of the hats and do everything in your business. And so take massive action, build your systems, get these things all in place so that you can truly enjoy your business and enjoy life. Okay? Enjoy what you do. So these are just some of the nuggets I wanted to share with you tonight. Now, of course, the how do you put the system together? How do you allow for it to work? What is it that you need to do to work on you to perfect your message? A lot of these things I'm going to be sharing gradually, but one of the first places that you might want to start is definitely make sure you're connected. We're connected, you and I, on Facebook, because today we posted some great stuff. We even had a very special opportunity out there for a few, actually 100 speakers specifically, to be a part of a 100 tips program. Okay, it is a program where you'll get a lot of strategies to help you to build that speaking business. So definitely get connected on Facebook. Once midnight strikes, that post will be hidden, which means there won't be a free opportunity again as it pertains to this program. All right. So make sure that we're connected on Facebook, and my URL, and I know Janine may end up posting it as well because she is my assistant there and I appreciate her so much. But my URL is facebook.com/LMcKnight Speaks. Okay. And the spelling for that is LMCKNIGHTSPEAKS. So that's how we can get connected. And I know I have a few spaces left because we know Facebook gives you that maximum of 5,000 and then you're capped. So let's get connected and let's move you forward in your speaking endeavors. So this is the information that I really wanted to share with you tonight as a bonus for being here and sticking to the very end of the Global Reality Show here. We appreciate each and every one of you. Today, of course, being Pro Speaker Thursday, and of course, having this Global Reality Show episode on tonight. And we thank you so very much. And we know that we're going to be back here on the platform. For those of you listening on the platform, we're going to be back here tomorrow night at 9:00 p.m. on the podcast platform. And we're going to have some more great stuff. Actually, tomorrow is Fitness Friday. So we're going to get it in. And that's one thing where we tell people and we encourage you to do is continue to move that body because we only get one while we're here on earth. All right. So until tomorrow, I encourage each and every one of you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Take care, everyone, and God bless.